Welcome to the 6 p.m. Soul Center Dharma Recovery meeting in Spokane, Washington. Everyone on Zoom and everyone here at Soul Center. I'm so lucky and so happy. And the Tao says I make my own luck, and I've made my luck by being here today, and all the help I've received. And we are still with intentions, and we're still with being open. And I've really loved being in that space. And today I want to tell a story. If you look at your screens, you'll see that I am overweight. I am obese. I was even larger than this. I was 110 pounds larger than this at one time. Uh, I remember the second time I started going to OA, which is Overeaters equivalent of AA. Um, I I went in and my I would felt so, I don't want to say diseased, but I did feel sick. And I remember going to this Tuesday night meeting, and it was the one meeting I would go to. And I remember my intention to go to that meeting was to get better. But I felt so in the grips. I often describe addiction as being stuck on fly paper. I do. And I felt very much stuck on the fly paper. I remember leaving my job and driving and not feeling I'd make it through the meeting without having anything to eat. So I remember picking up like a Whopper or something like that before the meeting even started. And then I would go to the meeting with some friends, one of whom was my new sponsor, who practices Zen meditation with me also on Saturday mornings. And I'd go and I'd order something reasonable, like, maybe a vegetarian burrito or a salad, and I would eat that. But I'd leave and I'd not feel like I'd had enough. So I'd go home and order a pizza or maybe have a pint of ice cream and something. And I would eat so much I would pass out. It was like when I would drink and pass out, except instead of being alcohol, it was food. My body was so inundated with food that I would fall asleep. So the meeting would be 5:30 to 6:30. Um, I'd go to dinner. I'd get home about 8. I'd eat. I'd be asleep by 8:30. Uh, this was very painful. So I went to the meeting with the intention of getting better. And it was a great intention because it was an intention that grew. But I also had the intention every day I woke up to stand against the way things are. I was convinced that happiness and fulfillment at some level came by fulfilling my impulses to eat or to drink. And I was still convinced. So I would wake up every morning, and the number one focus I would have is, where am I going to get my next fix? And I was an alcoholic too. I'm just talking the food part of it. Um, I would be eating lunch at work and be thinking about what I'm going to have when I got home. I'd be eating what I had at home and be thinking, what am I going to eat tomorrow? I was absolutely stuck on the flypaper. So in Taoism, which is a lovely companion philosophy to Buddhism in many ways, there's a thing called Wu Wei, effortless effort. So I'm talking to Avery one day and I'm being very honest. I go, Avery, yeah, because, I ate before I got to this meeting. And I'm eating now and I'm going to eat after this. So Avery, being a compulsive eater himself, I use his name, but his name was Avery. He says, "Oh, you're a compulsive eater." And I go, "Yeah, I'm a compulsive eater." So there's no shock or shaming in what he's saying. He's just making a statement of fact. So this is what you do. So John, tomorrow, let's say you're going to eat a whole pizza. Phone me and tell me you're going to eat an entire pizza and commit to it and eat it. And I'm like, Avery, that's just stupid. Why would I want to do that? But what I didn't realize is Avery, who had a lot of success with his addictions, same ones I had, alcohol and food, was teaching me. So my intention would change to saying, okay, I'm going to have this much. My intention is going to be to have this much. So I did. I would tell him I'm going to eat these insane things. And he'd go, okay, well, thanks for talking. How are you doing? Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Well, enjoy your meal. Okay. Um, and within a month, I was eating much healthier. Mm. He knew a very gentle way with me to get me to the intention of it's not about fulfilling my impulses. Also, the intention to avoid the craving, which is the collapse of my psyche without my coping mechanisms, right? I mean, there's physical withdrawals, sure, but that has nothing to do on the mental withdrawals in this head. I quit doing it. I was angry all the time. Um, I was already angry, but I was angry all the time. I would freak out over really silly stuff. Uh, but I needed to experience those cravings. And when I became willing to limit, even if it was an insane amount, to a certain quantity, then my coping mechanisms collapsed and I needed to be willing to feel discomfort. Intention. So I'd wake up and I'd have the intention of not doing anything and I'd have the intention of riding through the discomfort. And luckily, I had Buddhism and I had a Zen Buddhist sponsor, and um, I could be mindful of that. I go, wow, this feels awful. I compare cravings to people who don't have an addiction, which I don't know if that really exists. I think a lot of people have attachments all over. I compare it to having to go to the bathroom really bad and then being told you can't go, holding that. And that's just what the cravings feel like. When they subside, then I'm able to do wu wei, effortless effort. So today, I don't want to eat an entire pizza. I may not actually be able to eat an entire pizza comfortably. I mean, I'm sure I could, but at one point I could eat it and I wouldn't feel so sick. Now I think I would feel very, very sick far before I finished one. Um, with drinking too, the same thing. Um, you know, I didn't want to admit I had a problem with alcohol, so my sponsor goes, well, you can't have an abstinent, you can't have an abstinent eating plan. You can't have a eating plan where your intention is to be healthy and include alcohol because you're drinking too much. So I included alcohol on my food plan. And that kept me off food and alcohol for 6, 7 years. And when I decided to drink again, it all fell apart because I wasn't an alcoholic. Um, I started eating again too. One more quick thing on intention. I decided to go ahead and use a GLP-1, Wegovy. I take tirzepatide. I really looked at that. I go, am I taking the easy way out? Am I just taking a drug? And I go, what is my intention? It goes, well, my intention is not to be addicted. And if there's something that can help me, I will take it. I looked at those intentions, and the way of Wu Wei seemed to be to use the tool that was available to me at the time. I've since heard other people talk who are very healthy, never been on it. You know, these health people going, what do heavier people not deserve this? Do they not deserve a way to help manage their cravings and their addiction? Do they not deserve to be a normal weight? Um, so I take that medicine today, and my intention is to be healthy and to be aware and to practice and to be available to others, to help and be useful, and to practice compassion. Those are the intentions I have. That's why I'm here every Monday night. I'd be here more if my schedule would allow it. um, but I'm here every Monday night because my intention is to live a life that's worth living, where I am free and where I'm present and where I love others in the way they all deserve to be loved, and myself the same way. So I want to do, we got started a little late, so we're running a little longer. I'm sorry about that. I want to do Om Tara Tutere Ture Soha, just because I want to recognize that female energy in Buddhism that feels so alive to me. So you can chant with me once you're comfortable, or you can just listen, and then we'll follow with a little silence. Om Tara Tutore Ture Soha. 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 Om. 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 Just spend a few moments in silence, either repeating the chant silently to yourself or following your breath. Thank you, Julia.
You bet.
Dedication of merit. May all places be held sacred. May all beings be cherished. May all injustices of oppression, devaluation, and theft be fully righted, remedied, and healed. May all who are captured by hatred be freed to the love that is our birthright. May all who are bound by fear discover the safety of understanding. May all who are weighed down by grief be given over to the joy of being. May all who are lost in delusion find a home on the path of wisdom. May all wounds to forest, rivers, deserts, oceans, all wounds to Mother Earth be lovingly restored to bountiful health. May all beings everywhere delight in whale song, bird song, and blue sky. May all beings abide in peace and well being, awaken and be free. Namaste.